Hello and welcome back to PA Academy. So this is the example 5. We've been looking at permutation and arrangement without repetition. So now example 5 says if n permutation 2 is equals to 72, find n. So that means this n represents a particular number whereby if we should have a particular number permutation 2, it will give us 72. So now we are asked to look for that number. So this is a direct question under permutation. So let's bring the formula for that deals with permutation. That is n permutation r is equals to n factorial over n minus r factorial. So this is the formula for permutation. So now let's substitute the value. So our n here is equals to n, while the r is equals to p. So let's put in the values. So that means n permutation r is equals to n factorial over, okay, this one is, our r here is 2, so that's n factorial over n minus 2 factorial, so equals to 72. So now if you look at this question now, we are looking for n and we don't know the value of our n. For us to move forward from here, you see this n factorial, we are going to do it in such a way that we are also going to have what we have in this denominator, which is n minus 2 factorial, also have it in the numerator, so that we can cancel out this factorial that is appearing, because if we don't cancel it, it will be difficult for us to get our answer. So what we are going to do is this n factorial. Now just look at this part. Now this n factorial, or let me use 5 factorial as an example. This 5 factorial is same as having 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now we can also have, that means 5 factorial, what it means is that what we are having is 5 times 5 minus 1 times 5 minus 2 times 5 minus 3, 5 minus 3 times 5 minus 4 times 5 minus 5. So if you look at this and this, look at 5, this is 5. So 5 minus 1, that is 4. Then the times, this is time. 5 minus 3, 2, that's 3. 5 minus 3, that is 2. 5 minus 4, that is 1. Okay, that's where it will stop. So 5 minus 4, that is 1. So that is the meaning of this 5 factorial. Now imagine if you are now having n factorial. So if you are now having n factorial, that means what we are having is n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3. Since we don't know the value of n, so let's just stop at factorial. So that's the meaning of having n factorial. Just give minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, just like we did to minus 5. So with what I've just explained, that means this n factorial, we can also rewrite it as n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 factorial over n minus 2 factorial is equals to 72. Now what we've done here is the same thing as having n factorial. The same thing as having n factorial, and the reason why we did it, like I said earlier, now we can say that we can cancel out n minus 2 factorial in the denominator. We also have n minus 2 factorial in the numerator. So with this now, we've been able to get rid of the factorial sign. So now we can solve the question proper. So let me rub this off. So now what we have is, this is 72. So now what we are having is n times n minus 1 is equals to 72. So now we can now get the value of our n. So let's open this, use n to multiply what is in this bracket. So n multiplied by n, that is n squared, n multiplied by minus 1 minus n is equals to 72. So we can rearrange this to have it as n squared minus n. If we subtract 72 from both sides, that will be, we have minus 72 is equals to 0. Now this what we are having right here is a quadratic equation. S squared minus n minus 72 is equals to 0 is a quadratic equation. So if you are not familiar with quadratic equation, there's a you kindly check the description of this video. You'll find a link to the video we did on quadratic equation. So in solving this, we are going to be using a factorization method, whereby 72 minus 72 multiplied by n squared. That will give us minus 72 n squared. So we are going to look for a number that, when we multiply it, it will give us minus 72 n squared, and when we add it, it will give us minus n. So all this I've explained it in the video I did under quadratic equation. So that will be n squared minus 9n plus 8n minus 72 is equals to 0. So the value that minus 9n plus 8n to give us minus n, and if you multiply minus 9n multiplied by 8n to give us minus 72n squared. So we'll substitute that value in place of minus n. So that's how we arrive at this. So let's factorize. So by the time we factorize this, what is common here is n. So that will be n into brackets n minus 9, and what is common here is plus 8. So that's plus 8 into brackets n minus 9 is equals to 0. So by the time we bring that, we have n plus 8 is equals to 0, and then n minus 9 is equals to 0. So let me rub this off so that we can continue here. So n plus 8 is equals to 0. So we have n plus 8 is equals to 0. Now if we make n, and then we also have n minus 9 is equals to 0. So to make n the subject of the formula, if you bring n to the other side, or we can say if you bring 8 rather to this side, or you can put it like subtract 8 from both sides. So we have it n is equals to minus 8. So if we do the same thing here, if you should bring 8 to this other side of the equals to sign, we have our n is equals to 9. So now with this, we have two values for our n. But look at it, our n is minus 8 and our n is 9. Which of them do you think will be the answer to represent the n here? So this is n, because we are having a positive value of n, unlike here where we are having minus 8. So we cannot have minus 8 here, so instead we will have 9 here. So the answer to this question is what? Is n. So therefore our n is equals to 9. Now for us to be sure that okay, that what we have just done is correct, now let me rub off the top part and see if we arrive at 72. So now let's substitute the value of n, of 9 into n. So that means we're having 9. So 9 permutation 2, that will be 9 factorial over 9 minus 2 factorial. So that will give us 9 factorial over 9 minus 2, that's 7, over 7 factorial. So that will give us 9 times 8 times 7 factorial. So we can stop here because we already have 7 factorial in the denominator over 7 factorial. So 7 factorial can cancel out 7 factorial. We'll be left with 9 times 8. 9 times 8 will give us 72. So you can see that we are correct. So that's to tell us that 9 as our answer is correct. So with that, we've come to the end of permutation. So in the next video, we are going to be looking at combination. So we are going to be looking at combination with condition, combination without condition, and we are going to be looking at different examples under it. So if you have any questions so far with the video, with the lesson under permutation, the 4 different ways of different types of permutation that we've looked at, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share this video. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button to subscribe to PA Academy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.